batting practice routine on the farm with some good results. Joining us right now from MASNsports.com, my friend and yours, Steve Melewski. Steve, what's going on down on the farm with the batting routines?
Well, Rob, before the 2020 season, the Orioles hired a bunch of new hitting coaches in the minor leagues. And they implemented some new routines in batting practice, which then, thanks to the pandemic, they didn't get to implement.
Right.
So really, it kicked in this year. And so players in batting practice take 4 rounds of hitting. And here's the results that is produced this year. Look at each team. You can look at this while I kind of give you the rundown here. I mean, it's just been real productive up and down the system. They're drawing a lot more walks. They're hitting with power. The OPS numbers are good team-wide for most of these clubs. And so the first round is a get-loose round. It's traditional, you groove a fastball to the hitter, and he gets loose. Starting with the second of 4 rounds, they will mix pitches as it could be in the game. The hitter doesn't know what's coming in batting practice. You might get a changeup, you might get a curveball. In the later rounds, they let the hitter decide and have input. What do you want? Do you want to mix? You don't know what's coming. Do you want to swing only at curveballs? And they kind of tailor it, Rob, to the pitcher that night. If they're going to see a pitcher who throws a steady diet of curveballs, they're going to see that in batting practice. And so this is not revolutionary, as some people have pointed out to me. It's been done before, and some teams maybe throughout the baseball are doing it, but it has been very productive on the Oriole farm this year. We have to say that. And so hitters have adjusted. Initially, Ryan Fuller at Bowie told me hitters were like, wait a second, we're going to see curveballs in batting practice. What the heck is this? But it's worked out well, and a lot of the hitters I've talked to on the farm this year like it. They're getting used to it. And, Rob, why should you see a steady diet of 80-mile-an-hour fastballs at 4 o'clock to just give you a false sense of security because you're raking balls in the gap, and you're not going to see that at 7 o'clock? So, to me, it makes a lot of sense, and it's been well-received on the farm, and we showed you that it's producing results.
I couldn't hit the curveball. I would love to have some curveballs in batting practice.
Right.
Third baseman Patrick Dorian is having a very good season. Hit a home run again last night. Look at his numbers right now. The average is not, I'm sure, what he'd liked it to be, but the power numbers are really there, Steve.
Really there. I mean, he increased his power. He went into this season wanting to hit with more pop as a corner infielder, and he has done it. I mean, he is 5th on the farm in OPS this year. His walk rate is among the best in the minors, topped only by Adley. Big pop from the left side. And, Rob, this guy is just 25 years old. He's been at Bowie all year, and he is not a minor league free agent. So what I'm trying to say is he's back next year, where he should have a great chance to be a key player at AAA Norfolk, and then who knows if he gets a shot in Baltimore. But he's had a very productive year. It's flown under the radar a little bit because bigger name prospects have gotten the headlines at Bowie, but this guy's just been a consistent contributor for the Bay Sox all year. He's a real student of hitting. He told me, hitting thoughts pop into his mind at midnight. He'll watch something on YouTube or he'll read something, and he'll text Ryan Fuller, the hitting coach at Bowie, and they'll go back and forth on it. He really studies the game, and this year he's really blossomed on the Oriole farm.
All of those guys producing in the minors creates options as well. Zach Watson, staying down in Bowie, he's having a heck of a year as well, am I right?
Heck of a year, Rob. Look at the numbers we have in bold there. He's the only 2020 player on the Oriole farm this year. 20 homers, 24 steals, and he's keeping great company, Rob. You look at the home run leaders on the Oriole farm this year, it's big guys, big, strong guys like Stowers and Dorian and Adley. But then you have Zach Watson, who's only a 160-pounder with some pop from the right side and some speed. He's got a 753 OPS. He scored a lot of runs. Started the year at Aberdeen, moved to Bowie, just been productive throughout. He's batting 3rd for them today. And, he was a draft-eligible sophomore in 2018. The Red Sox took him in round 40 out of LSU, but they didn't meet his price, so he went back in the draft, and guess who got him? The Orioles. So he told me it's been a huge learning experience for him this year. He does need to improve his walk rate. His on base is not high, we know that, but he's a real threat to run, and he's got the pop. And we see it in the game now, Rob, with smaller stature guys like Altuve and the Orioles' own Cedric Mullins, that these guys who feature power and speed, man, look at what they can do. And I'm not saying Zach Watson's the next Cedric. No one's saying that. But he's a kid to watch on the farm because he's showing some really nice tools.
Well, we didn't know we would have the first Cedric, let alone the next, so you never know. Listen, what are my chances of going to see some playoff baseball? What's going on down in Bowie, the playoff picture?
They play at 135, and they have to win to get in. It's the final regular season game, Rob. And here's the situation. Akron and Somerset play each other. The winner of that game today is the #1 seed in the Northeast League Championship Series next week. If Bowie wins, they're the #2 seed. If they lose, they're out. So it's all riding on the game today at 135. The Bay Sox have to win it. And so if they do, they'll advance to the Championship Series for the 3rd time in team history. So pretty special. And also, before we wrap it up, Rob, I want to note Delmarva, those Shorebirds have scored 711 runs this year. That is a team record in 119 games, surpassing one that was set in 2000 in 136 games.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Delmarva's really had a special year on offense. Drew Rahm pitched great the other night for Bowie. This 21-year-old lefty is an 11-game winner. That's the most wins on the O's farm. So some neat stuff we've had to track all year, and we got a few more Sundays with Steve, I guess, to come.
There you go, Steve. Thanks a lot, my friend. Look forward to the next one.
You got it.